Hey y'all, Shelly here with another tip for hospice nurses. So I'm talking about negative documentation, which I'm always talking about, negative documentation to support eligibility. And y'all know one of the tips that I give frequently is not to restate normal findings from your flow assessment. Don't restate those in your nurse's note because they don't support eligibility. If anything, they may make it look like it contradicts eligibility. But it's hard to do sometimes. And I get it. Sometimes I just feel like I have to document about their mobility, even though they're ambulatory. So how do I do that in a way that supports eligibility? So I'll give you another tip. Here's a good tip that I use that will help with that. Document what your patient cannot do versus what they can do. So instead of documenting that the patient is ambulatory, I'm going to document patient unable to ambulate the short distance from the chair to the bedroom without having to stop for recovery breaths, without having to stop and sit down, without having to stop and lean on the wall, whatever that looks like for the patient. Or patient unable to ambulate up and down the steps without maximum assistance. Because chances are your patient does need assistance going up and down the stairs. You're probably not letting them just willy-nilly walk down the stairs from their house and in and out. You're probably there supporting them and helping them a lot. So focus on what they cannot do, not what they can do. For nutrition, this is another one where we always feel like we need to make something about that in our nurse's note, but we don't want to contradict eligibility. So you got a patient that's eating everything. They're eating 100% of everything you put in front of them. How do I document this to support eligibility? Well, chances are this patient is not able to go down the stairs, get in the car, drive to the store, buy the food, go home, bring the food in, put it up, make the meals, clean up after the meals, all of that kind of stuff that you have to be able to do in order to eat for the most part. So I will document that due to progressively worsening weakness and debility, patient is unable to obtain or prepare food. Patient remains 100% dependent on others to meet nutritional needs. So it's very accurate. I'm addressing nutrition. I've already put how much they're eating and everything in my flow assessment, so I'm not restating all of that. Also, sometimes, especially like with COPD patients, talk about what they're not able to eat anymore. They may be eating most things, but a lot of times COPD patients can't eat things like steak or things that take a lot of chewing because they're just too debilitated. They get too short of breath and they're not able to eat it. So focus on that they're unable to eat this food due to progression of terminal end-stage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And that way you can address the things you feel like you need to, but still support eligibility. I have a lot of examples of phrases in my documentation books. You can find them on my website. And I have some really exciting news because I have an app coming out. We've actually started, the framework is being built now. And the app is going to be able to take your patient in their diagnoses and give you all kinds of examples for every system on how to support eligibility given that diagnosis, along with a bunch of other things. Super exciting. I'll keep y'all updated on the progress. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I love you guys. And I'll see you next time.